Hi, it's Sahara. Nice to see you. I hope you guys are having a great morning, afternoon, and evening. It's been a long time. Grad school has been in full swing, but I would like to give a quick shout out to Suki Lock for working on a video with me. He reached out to me after my Blue Lock video and we collabed on a Squid Game Blue Lock collaboration. So if you want to see that, I should have it up in the corner of the video and also at the end of today's video. Again, huge thank you. Love the work. A few years ago, I made my how to start a manga collection and I also showed my manga shelf. It's been about a year and I would like to show it again because some things have changed. I've organized some books. I've gotten new books. I have a shelf dedicated to books I haven't read yet and all of that good stuff. So I just wanted to show you guys my shelf, the different kinds of figures and nendroids that I have, and then also what I do to make sure I don't buy any duplicates and just find some good deals on manga because you never know what's out there, right? I would like to preface that this is in no means a brag on the things that I have brought. This has been 2 years in the making for me collecting manga, and I only have around 200 volumes. So that just shows that I don't spend my whole paycheck on this. I do have a job. I do go to school, but there are things that come before manga. I just want to put that out there just so people know that there are more important things, that if you have the money to spend on fun items, and that's perfectly fine, but at least in my situation, this is not my first priority. And while I would like to buy more manga, it's sometimes not something that I'm able to do just because I have other things such as loans, groceries, things I actually need to live. So that's mostly what that disclaimer is for. So without further ado, let's go into the shelf. So this is my shelf. I've had it for about 2 years and I would like to say I'm pretty proud of this collection. It is about 196 manga volumes in total, so let's get into it. On top we have my K-pop shelf. I have a lot of BTS, NCT 127, Stray Kids, and TXT albums up here. The next shelf down is what I call my Shonen Jump shelf, as everything from here is from Shonen Jump. We have JJK, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Sakamoto Days, and then Goku Dakegai, which is a relatively new one. One of my current favorites right now is this 3-volume manga called Goku Dakegai. I hope I'm not butchering that name, but you can see the title here. It is really good. It's a monthly manga, so that's why it only has 3 volumes right now, but I would say that it's very beautiful art-wise, and it has a lot of very fun, interesting characters. It kind of revolves around the whole premise of demons, half-demons, and how people that have died could be resurrected by certain people, and in that case, sometimes they torture others based off of how they died. It's very interesting concept. I think the character designs are really great and highly recommend this one if you're into shonen. It's a Shonen Jump. Here we have the shoujo shelf. My Wotakoi and Horimiya collections are pretty much finished, but everything else is still in the works, and I got my Reo Mikage figure to the right. As of now, I have 3 current favorites in that bookshelf that I just showed you for most of the shoujo. I have the Fragrant Flower Blooms Indignity, which is kind of like a Romeo-Juliet situation. He is considered to be from a delinquent school while she goes to a very prestigious all-girls school, and they're right next to each other across the street. So they end up meeting at his family's bakery, and it's very cute. It's very nice to see a coming-of-age romance where everyone, in a way, gets along and is not toxic enough to just completely shut people out. They work through their issues, they work through whatever life problems that they have, and they do it together, and I really appreciate that. This is a very beautiful manga. I forgot how many volumes is in it right now. Currently, I only have 2 volumes, but I do know it is going to get an anime soon, so I will be eating that up. I also just started this one. It's called In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. It revolves around this main character who is considered to be called the prince because she looks really masculine compared to other women in her school. And she finds out that this guy is also kind of labeled as a prince, and he is kind of one of the first people to really see her as more than just how she looks. So I've only read one volume of this, but I am going to pick up the others because it looks very cute and I'm a big fan of this type of trope. Last but not least, I'm pretty sure some people have heard of this before, but the guy she was interested in wasn't a guy at all. Volume 1 is pretty great. I haven't read it online, but I picked up the physical, and volume 2 is supposed to come out pretty soon. It is basically what the title says. This person is not a guy. In fact, it's a girl that goes to the same school as the other main character. And not only is it an all green manga, which is very fun, but the character designs are also banger. So if you enjoy some good fashion and also some romance involved in it, I would recommend this. Here we have the Shoujo Shelf Part 2 with some Oishi no Ko on the left side there, and underneath I have a mix of random things from Dr. Stone and my Toilet Bound Hanako-kun section in the back. My friend got me those dividers that have the Toilet Bound Hanako-kun section in the back there, as you could see, with the Spy Family and Life Lessons with Uramichi Oni-san in the front. And I plan to get a second one so I could expand that whole collection in the back, because Toilet Bound Hanako-kun is 21 volumes and going, and I currently have 20 volumes, so that's going to be very fun. I also found out that they have Japan exclusive covers for some of the manga, which means that I will eventually have to get that. Am I going to get it now? No, because it's basically a duplicate. But I am a sucker for a different cover, so maybe in the future we shall see. I have a lot of miscellaneous stuff on this shelf, from Tokyo Revengers to Death Note, and a lot of my Nendroids. Underneath that I have all the books that I plan to read and also some food and snacks. The bottom of my manga shelf has a lot of books that I haven't read. The way that I structure my shelf is, if I haven't read a book, I don't want to put it up on my shelf just because I would probably forget what I've read and what I haven't. So I just put everything on the bottom, and then when I read it, I move it up in the front. And as of now, I'm currently reading 2 manga. I'm reading Oyasumi Punpun, or Goodnight Punpun Volume 3. I also have Volume 4 that I still need to read. I honestly didn't want to start this until I was in the right headspace, just because I know it can go over some distressing topics, such as, SH, self-exiting, things like that. So if you are sensitive to those topics and do not want to read this, I completely understand. But I've read it so far and it's pretty good. Again, a lot of topics that I wasn't really expecting to see, just because I haven't really read much about it going into it. But I do think if you can handle those topics, it's a very emotional and also not necessary read, but it does really have a lot of life lessons that people growing up sometimes face, and it does a really good job of writing it out and explaining it. I'm also currently reading Sakamoto Days Volume 5. I really like this manga just because the whole assassin trope and kind of giving up that life just to be tracked down by your former friends is pretty interesting to me. There's also an anime right now currently airing. I believe there's 3 episodes out on Netflix. I do like the anime, but I do prefer the manga just because I think the artwork is better and there's just a lot more detail in the manga. So if you really like that whole trope of assassins, people that have supernatural abilities, I would definitely pick this up. And it's also a Shonen Jump. I also wanted to show a few of the books in my to-read collection. First off, I have volume 20 here of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, but I basically have to read volumes 18, 19, and 20 just because life caught up on me. But I do have all the volumes up to 20. 21 did come out, but I have not brought it. I also have both of the Osamu Dazai books. Again, similar to Goodbye Pun Pun. I don't really want to read these until I'm in the right headspace, just because I know and I've heard a lot of things behind these two that may involve sensitive topics. So I just want to be in the right mood to read this, just for my sake. I also have a book by Akutagawa Ryunosuke. I don't really think I pronounced that right, but it's one of his poetry. I don't think it's poetry. I think it's one of his short novels that he made called Kappa. Haven't read this just because I haven't really gotten around to it, but I am very curious to see what is in it. I also have up to 8 volumes of Ouran High School Host Club. I just haven't started it. I'm excited. I love the anime, and I do think we deserved more than one season. So hopefully people wake up and realize that in the animation world, because that would absolutely break the internet. Last but not least, I have just 2 continuations of things that I need to finish. We have volume 12 of Spy Family and volume 6 of Dan Da Dan. Both great. Both seen the animes for this. Season 1 of Dan Da Dan was pretty good. I love the animation. Science Star did a great job. And for Spy Family, I have not seen season 2, but I probably will, because I know season 3 is coming out later this year. And I've also seen some spoilers that I will not talk about here that are absolutely insane. So I will be reading this soon again. Some tips on starting your own collection is start with what you really like. Start with genres and books that interest you and build there, because there are a lot of books in a lot of genres. But you don't want to collect just to collect. You want to collect books that are important to you or that you really enjoy reading, because at least to me, as a manga collector, I do not pick up books and buy them unless I know I enjoy them. Either read online if you need to. There are lots of free sites out there. And there are also a lot of places that you can preview what a book has to offer before you buy it. There are also sites that you can compare and contrast, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, other books that have secondhand options are great if you want something lower price. I did get a few of my Ouran High School Host Club books from a store that discounted them because they were secondhand. Those are all great options to compare prices and see what you want if you're on a budget. Another thing I do is I have a list on my phone of all of the manga that I have, and also the total manga count. So I have the name of the manga, how many volumes I have, and then if it's completed, I just have a little asterisk so I know that I don't need it anymore. I don't need to collect any more books. And I just have that in case when I go to a Barnes & Noble or another store and I forget which volume do I have and which do I not have, I can just pull it up on my phone on my notes app and say, okay, I have up to volume 15 of this, so I need to get 16 and beyond. Last but not least, I know for the shelf, this is an IKEA shelf. I did get it as a Christmas gift, so I'm not really aware of how much it costs, but there are a lot of decently priced bookshelves out there that may not even be this big. If you want to just start out small with a collection, a 2 to 3 tier bookshelf is pretty good in my opinion, and you can build from there. See if you like collecting manga. It doesn't need to be a huge investment from the start, especially if you're someone that's in school, working, has other things to prioritize. I definitely do suggest starting small, seeing how you like it, because any collecting hobby starts off small, in my opinion. You have to see if you like it before you delve into it completely and start investing more money and time, and that's my main recommendation. I started out with the Chainsaw Man series to see if I liked collecting manga, and I really did enjoy having the physical, just seeing the cover and the art in my hands. So that's kind of just how all of this came to be. So yes, that is the end of my rant just about how to collect manga and then the manga that I've collected over the past few years. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments and I'll do my best to look through and respond to anything. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or evening, and feel free to subscribe. I know I have a whole grand 50 subscribers. Thank you. I I really appreciate that. I also have a TikTok that will be in the ending card, and I'm going to also put the collaboration video I did with Suki Lock at the end of the video. So thank you so much and have a great one. Bye.